Hello, welcome to the SEL Curriculum Lesson Plan for Executive Functioning Skills. The objective is to understand how executive functioning skills enables positive behavior and allows us to make healthy choices for ourselves and others around us. In this lesson plan, students will complete an executive functioning escape room, and the teacher will have a planner, clues, and game envelopes that will already be created for you, as well as student keyword and a clue tracker students will complete as they navigate throughout the escape room. So they're going to complete first executive functioning self-assessment. And so this is a worksheet that is generally going to give them an overview of how well they exhibit effective executive functioning skills. And they will rate themselves as never doing these things sometimes or often. And then they're going to actually complete some questions based on their answers. So overall, they're going to ask which areas are satisfactory or good. So some self-reflection time. It should take about 5 minutes. Then they will move into the work period where they will write the definition of executive function, which is a set of processes they have to deal with self-management and exerting mental control and self-regulation. The skills of executive function are often needed to study and succeed in school. So examples: focus, pay attention, organizing. So they can also add to and jot down additional examples as well. And then they will have the executive function escape room activity, and they'll implement that. And so at this time, I'm going to go over the actual components of the game. So the escape room overview. So this is also located in your lesson plan. This is giving you a general idea of an escape room, which is a challenge that allows kids or young adults to work together to solve a variety of puzzles. After each puzzle is solved, they get a special code. These are 3 options for using the escape room. We're going to choose option 3. So I advise you to use option 3 because they work at groups at centers. It helps with classroom management. So they're going to use the whole class version of the guide, which I sent the link, added the link into your lesson plan, where they're going to work in centers to complete each challenge. And so they can have 5 to 10 minutes. I would time it if I was you to complete each challenge. It's okay if they don't complete it, but it's want to be effective. If you have a group of 15 students, you can separate them into different groups of 3, and they can complete the challenge and move around the class. When students complete a challenge at a center, they should raise their hand to show that they've answered the question. I would call to their group if I was you. The volunteers are there to help facilitate this process and have them give you the special code. You can permit them to go to the next challenge, to the next station. When all challenges are complete, you will give a group the final special code. And so there is some prep time, but printing the challenge and the puzzles are already going to be taken care of. Arranging or choosing your groups of students, I would, for time's sake, divide them, yourself into groups of 3 or groups of 4. Arrange each challenge at a different station around the room. And so when you arrive that morning, you'll have the different challenge stations, which will tell you where to put things around the room. You're going to have some prep time, about 45 minutes to do so, to get your rooms complete. Keep the introduction and student worksheets to give out to students right away. So they're going to have that tracker. You can choose how much time each center, but for time's sake, I would only give them about 5 to 7 minutes. So you also should be in possession of an answer key. I think it just makes things very easy for you. And so, for instance, the answer code when they are, for instance, at the first puzzle, the code is the call, and which will lead to them going to a phone. So when they get to the phone, they'll have to do those directions. The code is the plant, which leads them to the plant. Skill master planning, and it'll tell you everything specifically. So when they go to the plant, they have to go to the plant to get the envelope. Organize items into categories. The answer is a shelf. It leads them to the shelf. So it's very self-explanatory. So you'll have different parts of the room where there are shelves in rooms. There may be plants, but we definitely can find something like a leaf or something that you can put in there. The call, you can have like each class has a phone in there, or you can use your cell phone. I'm not sure if you're comfortable with that, but under the chair, you can choose a random chair, so you can set it up. A tissue box. Every class has a tissue box. And if not, we can definitely find tissue boxes to provide for you. But we're going to walk through and make sure that your escape room is good to go. And so these are your secret keyword phrases. And these are your puzzle answers. This is the puzzle 3 answers. And so it's separated all into one condensed packet for you. Very self-explanatory. So once again, I would place each puzzle in an envelope or folder, which is already going to be provided for you, and label it. Their pre-setup is just making sure that your room is set up, putting it in those disclosed locations where only you know, and then explaining the process to the students, which is they're going to work together in groups to solve an escape room challenge in order to move to the actual location where they will go to a next challenge. Each puzzle involves real skills to solve. After they solve them, they will once again get that special clue. I would assign the introduction challenge and read through it together as a team, and give time for students to answer the basic questions that they have. Like, what do I do if I get stuck? Well, raise your hand and ask for someone to come help you. Let students know that they will have a certain number of clue cards. So even if they get stuck, they do have clue cards that they can choose from, depending on the needs of their students. You can explain to students that they can use a card to get a hint from the adult in the room. Note that every student or every group has a busted for snooping card to locations that aren't related to the challenge. So this is an added incentive for them to make sure that they're in the appropriate location. And so if you are monitoring and they're not in the appropriate location, they will not be able to use any of those clue cards. And so you can take that from them. So you might place one in a drawer. And if they're in a location in the classroom that is not pertaining to the challenge, because they'll know the sections, if they're in snooping around in someone's drawer, they will automatically restrict their privileges of getting clue cards, as well as you can always contact me and I'll come and retrieve the student. This will discourage kids from searching for envelopes or doing things that they're not supposed to do in the room. You can choose if you want students to do the guided sheet as they go. I suggest that will help them keep track of the clues that they have and the skills that they are learning and what other sections they need to go on. This should take about 45 minutes, or I would say 30. It says 30 to 60 minutes. They're middle school, so it should take about a good 30 to 45 minutes. Hand students the first clue, then tell them that they're trapped, get them acclimated to being in the escape room, have them read it as a group. If they're confused, give them some time and encourage them by just giving them one little hint, and just have them work together as a team. My big suggestions is just to watch out for collaboration skills, being respectful, not being agitated by their group members. If you want to, please take photos with your students using the posters included in the back. So when they actually escape, they have little pictures and posters that they can take, or you can just take them actually actively participating in the section. If you have any questions, if you're confused, again, you can access the entire escape room PDF, and it's the whole class version. It's about 80 pages, but most of it is actually the pages that are going to be printed out for you, and so you don't have to really read every section. This is the actual escape room overview, and it's the first sheet that they can start off with. You are trapped. And if you have questions, please contact me. And I hope this is an engaging experience for them as well as they master executive functioning skills. Thank you.